Alright guys, this is Mika, and this is Mika's very first time on a training leash and a training collar. I'm using a 6-foot leash that is actually made for kittens, and the training collar she has on is a prong collar that is actually made for a smaller breed dog like a Jack Russell Terrier or a Frenchie. I like to use the smaller weight collars, not looking to inflict any pain or too much force. I just want to communicate with the dog in a language that they understand. And believe it or not, dogs nip each other. Mika here particularly loves nipping at her sister, and she loves bullying her brother. They're trying to fight it out for the alpha position. You're going to be meeting her brother a little bit later. So the very first thing that I'm going to do to start teaching Mika to have leash awareness of me and to not pull when she walks her family is very simple. I'm going to stand in the center of this room. Ideally, you want to do this on concrete. If you do this on grass the first time, your dog is going to be sniffing a whole lot like Mika. Most dogs don't sniff as much as she does, but she's looking for something to get into, like kibble or treats. She's looking for something, yes? So the very first tip, guys, is what I would consider a training secret or a dog trainer secret is when you take your dog to a brand new spot for the very first time, or even a dog park or a place they like to go to regularly and are super excited about going, you should always, even if for a vet visit, always, when you arrive, give them 5 to 7 minutes to kind of just sniff around and get into things and check their pee mail, check everything out that's been going around, other dogs that have been around. Give them 4 or 5 minutes to kind of start getting used to the idea of where they're at. If you first arrive at a location and the very first thing you do is bark a command to the dog, in the dog's mind, you're not starting off on the right foot. In fact, you're being counterproductive. That good. Oh my goodness. What a good sit, dadgummit. What a good sit. So the reason I interrupted myself is because I'm looking for moments like this where she seeks engagement without me having to force her or anything. It's always a better idea to reward your dog for a behavior they naturally do when they're seeking engagement than it is to enforce your will on them early on in training. There is a time in training when you do want to enforce your will on a dog, but that should come after you've got a good bond. And with Mika, since she's not my dog, it's going to take a little bit of time to bond. And it took Mika maybe 2 or 3 days to get adjusted. Her sister Peanut, who you're going to meet here shortly, took her maybe like 2 weeks, right? Oh my goodness. So the reason I said that there is because she's at my left. So I'm trying to associate being good at my left with a positive. Oh my goodness, good. Good. Oh, good sit. Oh my goodness. Oh, there. Oh, she crotch rocketed me. So you see how I handled it? Just kind of gave her a little limp. Good. Now, oh, good sit. So this dog wants to engage. So now what I'm going to do is stop paying attention to her. And we're going to go over step number 2 of what I do to start teaching the dog to walk loosely on the leash. Really quickly. So the letting the dog sniff for a few minutes before you ask the dog of anything, I think this applies even to excursions in your neighborhood for your daily walks. Go out there, let your dog sniff their yard on the leash before you make them do anything so they can check what dogs have been on their property, what dogs have been sniffing. Save yourself a big headache and a fight by giving your dog a little bit of time to check their pee mail. So, number 2. When she is least expecting it, I'm going to start pulling in my direction, and the moment she starts to come towards me, I'm going to start chanting the word good, in addition to smiling and making myself look warm and welcome. Mika, good. The reason I said good there is because she looked at me when I said her name. So remember the good word theory. Whenever, good. Oh my goodness, good sit. Good sit, Mika. So look, that's all completely unexpected. This is the very first time she's been on the leash with me, and you see how she came to react? Good. Oh my goodness. Good sit. Yeah. I'm going to create awareness. Mika is doing better than I expected. She's making a lot of contact with me, even though I wasn't expecting that. She doesn't seem to be that bonded to me, but she likes me, I guess. Woohoo! Good. Good. So again, during this session, whenever I see a moment where I can acknowledge her, I'm going to break what I'm saying and acknowledge her, yeah? I'm a dog trainer first, and this is important. We want to be consistent so that we can create the habit and an expectation of what is going to come if she does a certain behavior. So this number 2 is when she's least expecting it, I'm going to start pulling away. Good, 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 good. Oh my goodness. Look, good, 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 good. 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 She's hitting the end of that leash. Good. Oh my goodness. So good sit. So every time she started coming in my direction, I would chant the word good. If she would go past me, I would stop. And I'm going to ignore little behaviors like mouthing on me, pawing at me. That's why it's not a good idea to teach your dog to shake early on. It just creates a bad habit, right? So don't do the shake. So watch again. Look. Good, 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 good. Good, 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 good. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. His dog's like, good, good, good. There's a doggy bed over there she wants to get on. Good, 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 Goofy. Good, good, good. 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 Oh, good. So, this applies when you're out for a walk, when you're ready to get moving. Let's say your dog is sniffing another dog or a fire hydrant or something, and you're ready to get moving. Don't make the common mistakes most people make that teaches your dog to tune you out actually, which is by doing this. While the dog is sniffing, telling the dog, let's go, come on, I'm ready, let's go, let's go. And kind of just waiting for your dog to move. Don't do that, just start moving. Good, good, good. This is gonna make the dog start understanding you're the boss. You're not trying to be mean, you're just matter of fact, it's time to roll. When you're out on a walk, good. When you're out on a walk is when you need your dog to be kind of attentive to you. Your dog's not going to learn to pay attention to you if you're making it super easy for them. So don't make it easy for them. Challenge them a little bit. You probably have a smart dog at home. Your dog's gonna appreciate the challenge. All right, guys, so I forgot to turn the lights on in the first video, but I'm gonna go with it anyway. So this is Peanut. Peanut is sibling to Mika and Rufus, who you're about to meet shortly. So I've already given her 4 or 5 minutes to kind of sniff around, get acclimated. She's not as outgoing as her sister here, but I will say at home, this dog was hyper beans. It took her maybe about 2 weeks to get acclimated here. Mika, like I said, maybe 3 or 4 days, but she got acclimated really fast. This one didn't want to eat for 2 days initially. She was really down. I still don't feel as if she's completely good. Completely acting like herself. This dog might be one that needs to be here a month maybe before she behaves the same. This is why a lot of times when you adopt a new dog or you get a dog from the shelter, you can get a dog with serious behavioral issues. In the first month, you may not be aware of it. Dog won't jump on you, dog won't steal, dog won't do any of the negative behaviors that got it kicked out of the last household, potentially. So after the honeymoon period kind of fades away, that you start seeing your dog's true colors. So here, we give dogs the time to acclimate. So our 5-week board and train program is split into 3 separate stages, but that's best case scenario. Like these 3 dogs here are going to be here at least 6 weeks. It's just a matter of time before we can resolve their issues. They're going to go home, then come back for 2 additional stays with a break in between, and ideally we'll meet with their families for classes in between stays. That's going to be the most effective way of doing it, and then eventually they can graduate to group classes and all that stuff. Group classes are a great resource for a dog that's already has some good training and you just need to do some proofing, right? So again, look, good. So I've done that with her as well. So now what I'm going to start doing is teaching her to kind of stay at my left and on my side. A lot of people say, well, why do I want my dog on my left? I'm right-handed. But that's exactly why. If you're right-handed and your dog is standing at your right-hand side, your dog is in the way. So if you're shaking somebody's hand, dog's head is right there, and that can be intimidating to somebody. Person is less likely to shake your hand if your dog, especially an intimidating dog like this, is standing here at your right-hand side. your left-hand side, your dog is more passive. And believe it or not, a dog has a greater respect for being on your left-hand side, in my opinion, because they know your left-hand side is generally your weaker side. And if the dog thinks that you think all you need is your lesser, weaker side to control them, all the better for it. That's why we use these thin leashes. If you use a heavy leash and a heavy training collar, your dog is going to know when they're on it. And it's going to give you a little more power, obviously, because it's larger equipment. But if you need that much power, then your dog isn't being trained right. And you're not taking enough time with your dog on every step. Good, good, good. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start walking. I'm not going to telegraph when I move. I'm just going to start walking. Whenever she kind of joins me, I'm going to say the word good. I'm going to go out of my way to ensure she is staying at my left-hand side, okay? So look, when she's not paying attention, good, good, good. See how I'm keeping my left shoulder blade? Good. 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 Good, good. Look, I'm gonna turn left, good. Oh, I'm gonna nip there and turn left, good. Good. This dog's doing amazing. Good, good, good. Oh my goodness, look, I'm going to apply very soft pressure up towards my right shoulder blade as I kind of lean over her like this, as if I'm going to pet her. Now watch, as I start to apply pressure, because I'm doing it up towards my right shoulder blade, is making her want to sit, but because she's fine, good sit. Yeah, I know, you nailed it. So I applied pressure, and because that wasn't enough to make her stop fighting her natural desire to lean backwards, I pushed her butt down, she went into it, and I rewarded her. So at this point, if she isn't released by me or I don't touch her, I'm not going to allow her to stand up. If she stands up, I'm going to apply pressure calmly until she puts her butt back on the ground. And I'm hardcore, I'm not even gonna say sit or stay again at all. I haven't even said it, I'm just gonna want her to do it, yeah. Good, good, good. I know. So now that I've touched her, it's okay to stand up, okay? So if I don't start moving as she stands up, I'm going to allow it. But I'm going to start moving, I'm going to touch just to reinforce. Good, 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 oh, good. Every time she, good, acknowledges or changes her direction, good. Because of me, I'm going to reward. When I come to a stop, watch how I'm going to feather this. Oh my goodness. I didn't feather it very well. Oh my goodness. She did it like a superstar. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm going to ignore that. Good sit. If I were to correct her or check her for that jump motion, it can sabotage my rapport with her. So I'm not going to do that. Oh, but look. Oh, I was touching her, so she got up. So now watch what I'm going to do. Start walking. Good. Good, good, good. Oh, good. 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 Good, good, good. Oh my goodness. Look, when I come to a stop. Good. Oh my goodness. Good, good, good. Heard that little squeak that she made? Because she's a little stressed out, but look, she's handling the stress really, really well. So smart. Good, good, good. Awesome. Oh, bonus shot. Good, good, good. Oh, good. Oh my goodness. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. Pretty girl. All right, guys, this is sibling number 3, Rufus. Rufus, I suspect, is the dominant one in the household, and that's what is irritating Sister Mika. She's lunged at him once since she's been here, but it took her a long time before she felt comfortable enough around us to do that with him. That being said, Mika gets along super well with every other dog, except he tends to bring the worst out in her. And I'm not even sure that it's Rufus's fault. We're gonna start introducing them together here in the next week, seeing how they do after we have a good solid 3 or 4 days of this conditioning, yes? So I've already allowed him to sniff. Rufus is very food motivated like his sisters, maybe even more so, all right? So I've already allowed him to sniff. I've already been conditioning to the word good whenever I move back. Whenever I get him close to me, say the word good. So now what I'm going to start doing with him, good, 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 good. Good. Okay, now Rufus is going to be really, 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 really helpful at this point. Good sit. I made a mistake there. I should have said the word, should have acknowledged rather the moment he sat down. I made a mistake. So, bad on me. Now, with Rufus, I want to go over a very important tip. Keep your leash loose. If you're applying tension to the leash, the dog isn't learning. You're miscommunicating your point. Any slight tension with a properly fitted collar is going to send a signal to your dog that you probably aren't intending to send. So be very, very aware of keeping your leash loose, like I'm doing, right? If I tell you to apply pressure on your leash, it's to communicate an idea to your dog, and that's why we let go of the pressure the moment the dog starts to adhere to our will and desires. So I didn't do any of that leash pressure here to make him sit, but watch what I'm going to do. I'm just going to work him, and watch how I work diligently at keeping my leash very, very loose. Good, good, good. I'm going to touch him so he knows we can move. Good, good, good. Rufus, baby. Good. See my leash? Good. 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 Good, good, good. Good, good, good. Now because he's like, seems like a more like gentle creature, right? He's like really cool and calm and chill, even like when he's in the yard. My praise is going to, good, good, good. Good reflect that. But look how I'm keeping my leash loose. It doesn't really matter how you hold your leash, right? You can hold it all the way in here. Just make sure your dog's feet don't get tangled up. Good, good, good. Good, 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 Papa. Good, 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 Papa. Good, 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 Papa. Good, good, good. Oh my goodness. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. Look at the pressure. Good, good. Good, sit. So I only applied pressure once during that whole exchange. Again, I'm going to touch him so he knows we can move. Good, good, good. Look at my leash. Good, good. Look at my leash. Look at my body language. I'm engaged with him. Good. I'm praising him. Good. Oh my goodness. And he sat down by himself. I'm gonna have to give him a smooch for that. Oh man, give me a smooch. Give me 2 smooches. Look, I touched him, so he hopped up, which is fine. What a good sit. So we're gonna stop it there. Oh my goodness.
Good, 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 good. 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 Good, 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 good.